Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. Before I go on and stitch, I would like to say a couple of things. First of all, this isn't my very first video that I have made. I did make one a couple of years ago, but that isn't in my channel anymore. Reason why it isn't is because I accidentally deleted it. Believe it or not, somehow, some way I deleted it by accident. And other thing that I would like to say before I go on, this is somewhat my first time making or recording video, therefore I am very nervous. I may be stitching, when I start to stitch, I may be stitching very slow while I'm recording because my hands are like shaking nervously. And also when I'm nervous, I intend to stutter and have a lot of tongue twisters. Anyways, as some of you know, that may be in the same stitching groups as I am, may recognize this pattern that I'm stitching right now. For those that doesn't, I would like to show you the full design of this pattern. Sorry for the glare if there is any. I can't really see my camera. This is normally translated to losing time in sunset glow. Now that's kind of long, so I kind of shortened it to Sunset Cottage, and I bought this in one of our INS. And for those that doesn't understand the abbreviation for INS, it stands for Internet Needle Shop. I had this for like a couple years, and when I got it, I didn't think that I wanted to stitch it, but now I do. It was in one of my A4 file binders, and when I looked through it, I found this. I found this, and I decided to stitch on it. I'm stitching 2 of 1 on 18 count white opal, and I do grid. This is a pink chalk that vanishes when it's washed, and I only grid 1 page at a time. So the end of first page will be down here. So I'm almost halfway done with first page. In this video, I would like to do something that I've been wanting to do for years. It's Know You're a Needleworker tag. Plus, I've added about 16 more questions to that, which is cross stitch tag. So total of the questions that I'm gonna do today is 26. But I do hope that you will be able to bear with me when I do stutter or have a tongue twister, or take a deep breath, exhale a deep breath, a long breath. I hope you will be able to bear with me. So here it goes. With the questions, number 1, where do you live? I live in South Korea. South Korea is my birth country, but I haven't lived here for all my life. When I was about 5 years old, my whole family and I moved to the United States. And we first lived in this small country town place called Gerald. It was in Missouri. We lived there for about 3 years and then moved to St. Louis, and that's where I mostly grew up. Why did I come back here? I'm gonna make this short as I can. I attended school from preschool, well, not preschool, from kindergarten to high school. And I am the baby, the youngest in the family. And when I graduated from high school, my parents decided to move back to Korea. Because at the time, my parents couldn't speak English fluently. So when I graduated from high school, they decided to come back here and live for the rest of their lives. So, after 4 years of graduating from high school, my mom calls and asks me, what do I think about coming to visit Korea? Since after all, it is my birthplace, and I have thought about it for like a couple of days, I think. And finally decided, yeah, why not? It is my birthplace. And finally decided, yeah, why not? It is my birthplace, and why not? Take a short vacation and see how it is. So I came here in August of 1993. I was 22, age of 22 back then. And as soon as I got here, my mom asked me, how do I feel about meeting this Korean guy that my dad, and my mom's sister arranged for me to meet. I personally felt I was pretty young at the time, and I did not want to marry at that age, and especially I didn't want to marry a Korean man. But she says that I didn't have to marry him if I had no interest. And I really didn't. But since both of my parents are old, traditional, wise, I ended up getting married to him. Oh Lord. Well, I was kind of forced to. It's the old tradition thing that Korean had at the time. Nowadays they don't. So, yeah, you could say that the reason that I'm still here is because of that arranged marriage, which not last for very long, but yeah. I'm here because my mom's still here. My dad passed away, 15 years ago, so, and since my mom's the only one here, and I still have my siblings back in the States, but she doesn't want to go back to the States at all, so I'm here, looking after her, kind of. Anyways, yeah, basically, it's because of an arranged marriage that I'm still here. And basically, it's because of my mom as well. So, number 2, what do you do for a living? I'm a private English tutor, and no, I don't work for private schools. I work on my own. I go from houses to houses, teaching preschoolers to elementary kids. Because nowadays, the institute and the schools here in Korea requires you to have a college degree, and I did not have a college degree. So therefore, I was able to teach as a private tutor. I love my job. I like working with kids. Some kids loves to learn English. Some kids don't. But yeah. But I still love my job. I don't get paid well or that much, but hey, it's a job. Number 3, do you have any children? Yes, I have 2. A daughter, 21, and a son who's 22. My daughter is out living on her own in other parts of Korea, and my son is in ROK Army here. He will be discharged in April, 4 months from now. So I'm happy about that, and so is he. 4, do you have any pets? Yes. I have a Yorkshire Terrier, 10 years old, silver colored, and I have a stray cat. What I mean by stray cat is because I saved her from the streets. Feisty little thing? Yes. Gets in trouble? Yes. but she is adorable. And sorry about the coffee in the background. That's my uncle. So if you hear it, I apologize. Number 5. What are the other hobbies besides stitching? Well, there is bowling. There's pocket pool billiard. And I always love to listen to 80s and 90s music. The music that I used to listen to when I was a teen. Hold on. Let me check to see that I'm not missing anything. I almost missed a stitch. Okay. Number 6. What is your favorite movie? I have a lot of favorite movies to say, but I'm gonna mention only 2 here because these 2 movies are the only ones that I've been watching a lot lately. One of them is Green Mile. Oh, I like that movie. Thought it was funny and sad, and you know. And I liked Tom Hanks as well, so yeah, that's another reason why I like that movie. Per se, I'm a fan of Tom Hanks. And this other movie that's somewhat similar to Green Mile is Miracle in Cell Number 7. Maybe some of you have already watched it and know what kind of movie it is. Some of you haven't. But that movie, oh my God, the role that little girl, and not her real dad, but the dad in the movie. Oh, I mean, the role that they played made the movie so real, so heart-touching, that I cried a lot watching that. But as far as I know, I wasn't the only one. There were a lot of people almost all over the world that watched it and cried a lot too. Okay, number 7. What is your favorite TV show? Oh, on that question, I haven't really watched a lot of TV. I always stay in my room on my stitching spot, also my bed, and just watch Flosstube movies on my computer. So I couldn't say that I have any favorite TV shows. Okay. Number 8. What is your favorite book? On that one, same thing with TV shows. I haven't read any books lately. None for 20 semi years now. The last book I read was Color Purple, and yes, they had a movie out that was based in the book. I like that. I like reading that book, and I like reading Thornbirds. I haven't thought about much of going back and reading any books at all. Not yet anyways. My mind is stuck on doing this instead. Cross stitching. Number 9. What is your favorite music? My favorite music? As I was saying, it's part of my hobby. The 80s and 90s music, such as Bon Jovi, Skid Row, Guns N' Roses, what else? Some other old songs that I could remember. What am I missing? Hold on. I'm missing something here. I know I'm missing something. Crap. Yeah, I thought I was missing something. Darn it. Oh well. Guess no one could tell. Number 10. Who introduced you to stitching? No one. This is the cross stitching cross tag. No one introduced me. No one taught me how to cross stitch. I taught myself. I learned. See. I remember starting out with stamped cross stitch kit. Never finished that one though. But yeah, no one introduced me to stitching. Yeah, stitching. Sorry. Number 11. Who is your favorite designer? Don't have a favorite designer. I really don't. Yeah, I thought I missed it. I missed something. I don't have a favorite designer yet. The reason I say that is because I don't know. I have Tilton, I have Hayes, I have Thomas Kincaid. I have one pattern of Thomas Kincaid and one pattern, of Teresa Winsler. That's about it. But I couldn't say I have a favorite designer because I haven't worked or stitched like Lizzie Kay, R&R, Prairie Schooler, like that. So I couldn't really say who is my favorite designer for that one. Number 12. What is your favorite theme? Landscape, flowers, fairies. That's about it. It's landscape, flowers, and fairies. Number 13. What is your favorite floss brand? Well, so far the only floss brand that I have right now is DMC, Metallic Threads, and Krennic. Haven't worked on Whisper or Silk Threads yet, so I guess I would have to say my favorite floss brand is DMC. Number 14. What is a fabric of choice? So far I've worked from 14 count, 16 count, 18 count. I have 20 count Zygarde Ada that I haven't worked on yet before, but soon will. So right at this moment, my fabric of choice will be 18 count. 15. Are you a needle threader or a floss licker? I'm a floss licker. If I need to needle my threads for cross stitch, I lick the flosses. But if I had to like sew with a normal sewing needle, and the eyes are really small, then I probably have to use a needle threader. But most of the time, since I cross stitch, I lick my flosses. Number 16, what type of stitching frame do you use? I have one scroll rod floral frame, one desktop also lap stand frame, I think about 3 or 4 hoops and 2 Q-snaps. But depending on the size of the pattern, I would work on either Q-snaps or hoops on with them. Or, well, yeah, if it's, I like to work with my 2 hands. See? I like to stitch with both hands, so more likely most of the time I would try to stitch on my frames more. Does that make sense? I hope I do. Okay. Number 17. How many projects have you finished? 13? Not in a whole year, but since I've picked my cross stitch back up, I have been finishing 13 projects. I can't exactly remember when I picked it back up because it's been a while. I mean, time just flies pretty fast. Number 18, how many projects has been displayed in your home? Well, I have about 3 so far. One that I personally stitched. That was from Daily Cross Stitch, one of the free patterns from Daily Cross Stitch, and 2 that was gifted to me from 2 different friends. That was, one lives in Canada and one lives in London, or England. Okay. Number 19, do you stitch to give or to keep? Well, I used to stitch to give, but you know how you give to somebody, but they have this one expression on their face like, oh gee, thanks, but they still hang it up on your wall. Okay, maybe they are kind of interested, maybe they're not, but the expression on their face when I gave it to them, it was like, oh gee, thanks. So pretty soon, I mean, not pretty soon, but now I feel like I need to stitch things for myself. Number 20, what is your favorite finish or project? My favorite finish is the one that I did for my mom. To show you the pattern, I think some of you will recognize this if I show it. It's this. It's called Artistic Waterscape by Dome. So for the glare of any, there's a waterfall, the rocky, sort of rocky mountain, whatever. The pine trees, the creek, the little bridge, the little walkway path, flowers on both sides of the walkway path, a lot of flowers. There weren't that much of backstitch, but over here, and I think over here, yeah, there's a backstitch over here and here. That's about it. But the rest is just a stitch, a full cross stitch, no special stitch or anything like that. My mom picked out this pattern for me to do for her, and this should have took me 6 months to finish, but instead it took me like over a year to finish it. It's hanging up on her wall, so yeah, I love it. That's my favorite project. She loves it, I love it. We're both happy. And let me get a drink here. And on with the next question. Number 21. What do you love about cross stitch? Well, we all know that cross stitch relaxes our nerves. And it sort of helps us to keep our minds off of some troubles, if any. But what I love about cross stitch is how when I stitch a piece like this or my mom's, it's like every stitch makes that beautiful art. It's just how, we do this by symbols, colors. It's just how we love to do it and see it come alive. It's just, that's the main reason why I love stitching, is seeing it coming alive. Number 22. What is your least favorite part of cross stitch? That's easy. I hate specialty stitches. I don't mind back stitching, but I don't like French knots. I don't like quarter stitch, 1/3 stitch. I don't like it. Other than that, I don't, I like stitching. I can't stand quarter stitch, French knots, any specialty stitch. But it's really strange because I got this French embroidery book that I've been wanting to learn, and it has all this nice stitches, specialty stitches in it. But that's a different thing. It's embroidery. This is cross stitch. Of course, this is embroidery as well. But pretty soon here, when I get a magnifier, I plan to stitch embroidery as well. Uh, Number 23. Have you taught anyone else to cross stitch? Yes, I taught my daughter. I have even bought my daughter a pattern. It was from Soda, called Alice in Wonderland. She almost got it done, but she just, suddenly put it down and put it away for months. And I thought I would finish it for her, but I guess she took it with her. I don't know. I can't see it or find it anywhere in her room. Hope she didn't throw it out. I don't think she threw it out anyway, so it was something that she wanted to do as well. I think she took it with her. Number 24. What was your first project? God. I can't really remember what's my exact project, but I think it was Glory and pattern. I remember it was called something Blessing from Above. But I've put that in my UFO file because years back, at first I was stitching it for a friend who was pregnant, but down the road we didn't get along too well. We got into a huge fight, so I put it away in my UFO file, pulled it back out for my niece's baby, then lost interest in stitching on it, so I put it back in UFO. Bad aunt, right? Yeah. 25. How do you store your floss? Well, I don't use a storage bag. I wind them up on bobbins and put them in one of them bobbin cases. Like for this pattern, I take out all the colors that is called for in this pattern and put it in one of those. It's not a big box, but one of those small boxes here. I'll show it to you. One of these boxes here. It's pretty small. This is not all the colors that is called for this pattern. There's more. And there's a little box that I got. It has about, maybe 13 colors more in that box. So yeah, this is how I do it when I work on something. Pull out the colors, put it in the box, or put them in the ring that someone made for me to put my floss on. It's one of those rings. I'll show it sometime on my later videos what I meant by a ring. Okay, the last question. What one word best describes you? Friendly. I like to meet new people, possibly become friends with them. Try to get along with them and become friends with them. But even if we can't get along and can't become friends, I still give them some respect. And I'm not one of those type of people will like kind of type in, well, I wouldn't say anything bad to them. That's all I'm going to say. Well, done with the questions, and for my further videos I may do some of the tags as well, but I must warn you, some of the questions in other tags has somewhat similar question as what I just read and answered. So anyways, again, thank you for joining me in this stitch along video of mine. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I had a lot of tongue twister or a stutter somewhere in there. Oh, and I almost forgot. It's Christmas Eve morning here, and before I go, all I want to say is I wish you all and your family, your loved ones, a very Merry Christmas. Again, hope you like this video. Please subscribe, and please give a thumbs up if you like the video. If you have any questions, just comment down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.